Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Technologist Siti Fatayah Mahmud. We meet again for Chapter 4 to talk about on the inspection. The chapter outline for this subtopic, the inspection. So we have a few outline. The first one, we are going to talk on the audit procedures, and then the scope of inspection. The third one, procedures for re-auditing, monitoring and enforcement, type of inspection, category of offences and action, and the complaint and appeal. For the learning outcomes, at the end of the session, the students should be able to list the inspection procedures for halal certification, explain the scope and requirements for inspection, identify categories of non-conformance and related notices, and analyze complaints and ways to appeal. For the audit procedure, we'll look at the definition. It is the systematic, independent, and documented process for obtaining audit evidence and evaluating it objectively to determine the extent to which the audit criteria are fulfilled. While if we look at the audit criteria are policies, procedures, or requirements used as a reference against which audit evidence is compared. So this is the flow chart. We have already looked at this flow chart in chapter 3 for the halal certification. So we look here at what stage of halal certification procedure does auditing involve. Okay, the auditing involved in here. Okay, if you look here, first we do the registration for the application, and then review of the application. After we have the charge, okay, being paid, we receive the payment, then we will start the auditing, scheduling. We will start the process of the auditing. So it will happen here, okay, the auditing process. Alright, so we look at the audit procedures. The auditing will be carried out after all required application procedures are fulfilled. The first one, you should have auditor, and then you should have the scope of inspection. The next one, we have sampling, and we have the procedures for re-auditing if needed. For the auditor shall be those who are not in the halal certification panel. So this is the most and very important condition, where the auditor shall be not among the halal certification panel. For the auditing shall be carried out by minimum of 2 officers who are competent in Islamic education and technical matters. So again, I repeat, auditing shall be carried out by minimum of 2 officers who are competent in Islamic education. So meaning that it doesn't must be a Muslim auditor. The auditor may be from the non-Muslim, but the auditor should be competent or well-versed in the Islamic education and the technical matters. For the scope of inspection, the inspection covers general and specific requirements of certification, including the following items: for the documentation and company profile, internal halal control system, raw material, ingredients and processing aid, equipment, packaging and labeling, and the storage. It also covers the processing, transportation, workers, sanitation system and premise cleanliness, waste disposal management, and the premise compound. The compliance audit on site will cover the following. The first one, the opening, and then the review of documents, the site inspection, final evaluation, and the closing meetings. The auditor has the right to assess the entire premise auditor is authorized to snap photos for evidence purposes. Copy of the audit report shall be given to the applicant for action, and auditor can conduct follow-up audit after the corrective action has been implemented for verification purposes. So this about the sampling. Auditor is authorized to take samples of the products, and the sample of the products shall be taken for scrutiny of the halal certification panel, and all costs incurred for any study or laboratory analysis on product ingredients will be borne by the applicant. So the laboratory analysis shall be carried out at government laboratories which are accredited. For the re-auditing process, re-auditing is conducted solely based on the decision of the halal certification panel, and re-auditing is only carried out once. Okay. Alright, for the types of inspection, we have 4 types of inspection. The first one is scheduled inspection. The second one is the enforcement inspection. We look at the scheduled inspection is a continuous and planned inspection of Malaysia Halal certificate holders to verify its compliance to certification requirements, the use of logo and halal standard, while the enforcement inspection is an inspection conducted by JAKIM or MAIN or JAIN, together with other enforcement agencies as a result of public complaint or from scheduled inspection activities. Alright, the third one is the follow-up inspection. It is an inspection of any company which failed to comply with the halal certification procedure based on the earlier inspection. And the last one, inspection based on complaint. It is conducted after receiving a public complaint pertaining to abuse of halal logo or halal certificate or doubts on products and consumer goods, food premises, slaughterhouses, logistics, or companies which has been awarded Malaysian halal certification use of logo or halal term. And next, we are going to look at the non-conformance category of offences and actions. For the non-conformance, that is what we call as NCR, an evidence of a failure or non-fulfillment of specific requirement. NCR are raised in the event of not meeting specific clauses of a standard, or not meeting a part of a procedure, or not meeting other recognized specification or regulation. For the non-conformance categories, we have minor, we have major, we have serious category. And for the serious category, we have technical, and also we have Sharia. So kindly refer to slide number 4.2 non-conformance category for the details of the offences and for the action. Next, we are going to look on the complaint and appeal. For the complaint, the decision on complaint will be informed on all decision of action taken, and if the complaint involves major and serious offences, it will be stated in the halal portal or publication suitable for public view. For the dispute can be submitted beginning from the application process until before the decision of the halal certification panel is being released. Submission of dispute can influence the time for processing of the application, and decision of the dispute is final. For the appeal, we look at the membership of the appeal panel are the chairman from the JAKIM, MAIN or JAIN. We have the secretary, and then we have the member, that is the representative from JAKIM, State Legal Office, and the member at least 2 representative from JAKIM, MAIN or JAIN. For the appeal shall be made in writing to the secretary of the appeal panel. Duration of submitting an appeal shall be within 2 weeks after the decision has been informed to applicants or holder of the halal certificate, and appeals made after this period shall not be entertained. appeal submitted shall be only related to procedure of halal certification and not involving offences under the halal law or standards. Appeal shall be examined to identify types of appeal, case and section. Responsible unit and decision of appeal panel is final, and any re-appeal shall not be entertained. For the product recall, companies shall recall products in the market upon contamination of haram material and as directed by Jakim, Ma'in or Ja'in. So thank you. May you will be get benefit from our MOOC activities. Till we meet again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.